So a lot of people ask how I make my thumbnails, and it is extremely simple, and you guys are going to laugh when you realize how easy it is. Now, I wouldn't say my thumbnails are insanely good, but for a channel my size and just simply, I like my thumbnails just clean and simple. I think they look pretty decent, and I've had a lot of people asking, so I'm going to show you guys how I do it, and this goes for any Call of Duty. You can make them the exact same in every COD, what I'm going to show you. So all you want to do is you want to just go all the way to the bottom on multiplayer and just go to custom game. Now, when you're on here, typically whatever gun I use, that's going to be in the thumbnail, obviously. So if I use the AUG, I want to make exactly what I use, and then I want to go over to my camos and put on a camo. Now the camos are like a big part of the thumbnail. If you don't have a good camo, you know, it's not going to look that good, obviously, but we're just going to use Red Tiger for this day. Now in custom games, what you want to do is you want to go to game setup, map, and you want to go all the way up, and you want to choose Palace. And the reason we're choosing this map is because the sky is super blue. And then you want to go down the game rules and then put the time limit to unlimited and go down to match start time, put it to 5 seconds, and then go all the way to gameplay and hit on realism mode, enable it. And that's all you do right there. And then all you do from there is just start the game. Now, once you load into the game, all you want to do is shoot your gun, because this game doesn't have a weapon inspection on it, which sucks, obviously. Shoot your gun. And then you can come to this point. I mean, you can really do it at any point, but the sun hits right here. So it's honestly the best spot. Right where this tree is in the back of the map. You want to look in the sky, and all you want to do is just reload. That's it. Just reload your gun, and that is it. And I record with Elgato, so I record it. And then after this, I go and I cut it out. I go and I screenshot, and then I cut it out. And that is it. That's the gun render right there. You cut it out. There's the first step. Every other step after this goes on to Photoshop, which is what I use to make my thumbnails. If you don't have Photoshop, I would recommend getting Photoshop. Now we're on Photoshop, and this is what it looks like right when you load it up, obviously. And all you want to do is just go to File, hit New, and you want to make it 1280 width and 720 height. Now the reason we do that is so the gun is much bigger when we cut it out, and then we can free transform it to the size that we want. Just keep your thumbnails 1280, 720. It's better. These are like pretty much all default. You can copy these if you want. And just hit OK. And what you want to do from here is you want to open up the gun screenshot that you just took of you reloading the gun in game. So open that up and put that in the Photoshop. So here's the screenshot right here. This is the screenshot. Now the reason we use the blue background is because it basically is a green screen, but it's blue obviously. So if you want to do it professionally, you can use this little button down here, the pen tool, and you can go in and pen it out. Takes a decent amount of time. It'll look much better obviously, but I'm showing you two ways to do it. You can pen tool it out, or you can go up to here, this button right here. It'll be the quick selection tool first. You just right click it, you go to magic wand tool, and all you got to do is just click the screen. And then you hit delete. And then you keep doing that on all the blues, and you hit delete. That took literally 5 seconds. That's obviously way faster than pen tooling it out. But this doesn't cut out the blue fully, 100%. Sometimes you might be able to see it, but it's very small, very, very small. But it's up to you. Either way you want to do it. This way is just super, super fast. If you don't have a lot of time, you can just do this real quick. Now, what I do after this is you can't really see the picture. You can't see what's on the picture, and there's a lot of stuff that's on the picture that you can't see. So I go over here and I right click it, blending options, and all I do is I hit stroke. Now look at the screen. These are all little spots that I miss, and then all I got to do is I just go to the eraser and I just erase everything. Just erase everything. So once you erase everything, all you do from there is just go back to stroke, hit this little eye, and just get rid of it. And now you have your gun render right here. Nothing else is on the screen. And what you want to do from here is you want to right click this layer, and you want to duplicate it into the first layer that you made. So mine's called Entitled 1. Now it's over in Entitled 1, and look, it's bigger. This is what you want. So now you can freely edit it however you want. So I'm going to go up to edit, and I'm going to go down the free transform, and I'm going to hold shift, and I'm going to click, and I'm just going to drag until it looks decent. Now what you need is a background. Now the background is the most important part of a thumbnail. I don't care how good the gun render is or the text. If the background doesn't match with the gun, or if it's just not popping, doesn't look good, then it's not gonna look good. The background is the most important part. So you can go in game and you can take screenshots, just basically just what I showed you. All you got to do is just go to Codcaster and keep it on realism mode, and you can take screenshots of the maps, or all you got to do is just go online and type in the map that you want, and you can find plenty of screenshots there, and you can save them or copy them. So I'm going to go online, get a screenshot right now, and yeah. Now from here, this is where I guess the complicated part would come in. It's not complicated, but you need color correction, and you want to add hue and saturation. I'm not going to give out my color correction just because we'd have a bunch of people having the same color and basically copying my you know what I mean? Copying my thumbnails. So you can find on YouTube how to make color correction. You can get a free color correction anywhere. You can just look it up and you can make your own. So I'm going to add in my color correction right now. Okay, so my color correction is added in right now. So this is what it looks like before without it, and this is what it looks like with it. So it really, really brightens up the whole picture, makes it look a lot better. The hue and saturation, I have it on plus 26 right now, and these two will always be at the very, very top. Have everything under this. Sometimes the gun might be a little too bright, and I'll drag the hue and saturation under it. But usually I'll keep both of these at the very top. And now the background, you want to click the background, and then you want to go up to right here and click hue and saturation, and then just bring it up to 21 or 20, or just wherever looks good. And that'll just saturate the background even more. So it's not a huge difference, but you can definitely tell. Makes it look a lot better. So then you want to click the background again, and you want to go up to filter, and you want to go up to blur, Gaussian blur. Mine's set on 2.2. I hit OK, and then I usually do it 3 or 4 times. I don't really know. You just go up to filter again, and all you got to do is hit Gaussian blur because it saves. And then I do it like 4 times. That blurs out the background, and then you just got the nice popping gun render right here. So what I do from here is I go to the gun render, I click layer 2, I go to effects, and then I want to go to outer glow, and then the size, I turn the size all the way up. So now it's all white, looks crazy. Just go to opacity and put it on like 20, 21, 20, just around there. And that'll basically just give a nice little glow behind the gun. Really, really makes a huge difference for just a little thing. And then I like to add color overlay. You click color overlay. Mine is set on overlay, and the opacity is at 16, really, really low. But I have it set to white. So if you look at the difference, it just brightens it out a little bit. I don't do this always because sometimes it'll brighten it too much. But I think right here, it looks okay. And then I go down to gradient overlay. And it's set on normal, and this is just the regular gradient, black and white. All you want to do is just go to normal, go to soft light, then it looks like this. Then you want to go to opacity and turn it down to like 30, 40. And that basically what that does, it'll make it darker here, and it'll make it more light up here. So like if the light is hitting here, the gun will be more light up here. It just adds another effect to it. So from here, what I like to do is I like to make the colors on this just a little bit more bright, because obviously this looks kind of dull. So you want to click layer 2, you want to come down and make a new layer so it's above it. You want to go up to here to where it says normal and hit soft light. And then you want to come to the brush right here, brush tool, click the brush tool, come down to the color, click the color. And then all you want to do is click usually like the brightest color on the gun. So I have it right here, red. And you want to right click, and you want to make sure the size is all the way down. And then you can turn this up to just wherever to fill in the gaps. Obviously I'm not trying to touch the black, I'm just trying to touch the red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in, and I'm just going to go over this gun. So I've gone over the gun, and this is what it looked like before, and this is what it looks like after. So basically I'm just readying it up, you know, giving it some more color, giving it some more tone. This is just the clean, smooth, simple look. Now I turn the opacity down a little bit. I can maybe even turn it down a little bit more because at 100 it looks a little bright, but this is just for example. I'm just showing you guys. From here, you want to add in your text. I'm doing a thumbnail tutorial, obviously, so I'm just going to put thumbnail or thumbnail tutorial, whatever. And you want to put it under the gun, always. Don't put it over, put it under. So go to the layer under the gun, and then go to your text tool right here, and then just click the screen, and then type in what you want. So I'm going to type in thumbnail. Now, here's my text. I typed in thumbnail, and I do a few things to it. So basically, the first thing I do is I go to a gradient overlay on effects. And what I do is I click this, and it'll just be on the normal one. So I'm going to show you again. Here's the normal one, black and white. Click the black, come down to the color. And then all you want to do is just go to the white and then come down just a little bit. Probably like right here. And all that does is just adds a little gray. So it's not just white. There's a little diverse in there. And then you just hit OK on that. And then what you want to do next is go to drop shadow. Depending on how big I make the text usually, I will adjust these sizes to what looks best. But on this size, I have mine on 26, my spread on 26, my size on 46. And that's usually how I do my text. Really, really, really simple, like really simple. And it doesn't look that bad. And I usually will just put it on the top. Obviously, thumbnail is more of a long word, so it kind of has to be on the top, with my font at least. But that's basically it. That is how I do my thumbnails. Obviously, I'm just showing you guys how to make it. I'm kind of rushing this right now. I would take much more time if I'm actually making one, but I'm just showing you guys the steps that I kind of do. You know, sometimes I will screenshot and I'll cut out 3-4 different gun renders, just to come in and try them. So I'll get 10 different backgrounds and just, I just do multiple things. I'm just showing you guys how to do it, but that is basically how I do my thumbnails. If you guys do have any more questions, just leave them in the comments. I will reply to all of them. And with all that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.